What's up with y'all boys, man? It's After 7G. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And today, Shakedown was able to get his hands on NBA 2K23. Let's see what he had to say. All right, let's see what he has to say.
Shout out to the Shake Squad, know the gang, stand up. It's your boy Shake, finally back to do my video on my first impressions after playing NBA 2K23. Now it took me a little while to get this video going because I got sick coming out of Vegas for that NBA Summer League event, but I'm recovering now and it's finally time to get this video going. Also, as a disclaimer, I played the next gen version of NBA 2K23 on the PS5 and it was a very early build. We only had access to a few teams. It was 5v5 matchups, so no park, no city, nothing that I could tell you guys about the builder just yet.
Okay, so I kind of figured that it would just be 5-on-5, few teams, play now type games. I kind of figured they wasn't going to let them see the park, any like the builders or anything like that for my players.
This is strictly just visuals and gameplay related impressions. One of the things that this community likes to say whenever they see gameplay from the next 2K is that, oh, it looks just like the last 2K.
Y'all do like to say that. You can't really go by that, by them little leaks we get, them little plan leaks 2K be dropping. It shows us nothing, and the gameplays they give us, the gameplay trailers they give us, it shows us nothing.
You're not actually able to determine the difference until you see a side-by-side comparison. Looking at gameplay on TikTok or YouTube or some trailer or some leaked footage never gives the game any justice. There's definitely something different about the lighting and shading, some of the detail I'm seeing in some of the players' faces. There's been some gradual upgrades to the graphics every single year. If you guys compare NBA 2K22 to NBA 2K20, you'll see a major difference.
You just said NBA 2K22 to 2K20? I mean, I hope we see a difference. You know, one's on next gen, you know.
If you compare 2K20 to 2K18, you'll see a big difference. But it's the year-to-year incremental changes that are hard to detect sometimes. After playing 2K23 on PS5, it wasn't until I was getting my face rescanned when they had me playing 2K22 again when I realized the major differences in the look of the game. I think it's more lighting and player models. I think they're more accurate with the body types of the players now. Going to events like this, you normally spend a lot more time mingling and talking to celebrities and NBA players and fellow, influencers and things like that, musicians. I had a good time doing that. I spent a considerable amount of time.
What's his name? I always forget his name.
I'm chopping it up with some of my favorite people out there.
RDC
but I got
World.
lucky, man. Mike Wang actually showed up to this event and spent some time with me while I was gaming. And he and I were able to share some thoughts and I was able to give him some feedback in real time. The very first thing I tried to do was some of the cheese that we're used to doing in 2K22. We had the Celtics, the Warriors, the Suns, and the Bulls. And
the Celtics, the Warriors, the Suns, and the Bulls. Okay, see, I knew they had a few teams to choose from, and it was just going to be like 5-on-5. Probably difficulty levels, probably like rookie or pro or something like that. It wasn't much they got to go off.
After using Steph Curry, who clearly had the highest ball handle, I didn't notice like quick first step gold or quick first step Hall of Fame, speed boosting my way left or right, or giving me the ability to just completely explode in any direction. Most of you guards.
Now that's interesting. If that is the case, a lot of you guys would like to do the combo sprint to the left, combo speed boost to the right. I mean, that could be a game changer for y'all.
Know how we do. We hit you with a size up and explode left. Hit you with a combo, explode right. That stuff wasn't really taking place in this demo. When I was playing 1v1 against other real life players, there's still a severe penalty for them, not predicting which direction you're gonna go in. So you can still get by people, no problem. You can still ISO, it just didn't feel as twitchy, if that makes sense. There's a new jump shot meter, it leaked. If you guys haven't seen it, here it is. Kind of reminds me of the 2K18.
Yeah, it does look like NBA 2K18. Which I'm fine with. I kind of like that shot meter anyway. So I'm fine with this. Tell me what you guys think about this shot meter.
The 2K20 shot meter, I think that's everyone's favorite. But there's a new effect on it now. When you get a green release, it delays the little green animation that pops up. So it kind of adds a little bit more suspense. And for those of you guys that are used to playing on next gen, you know that we have the ability to force an aggressive dunk. It actually adds more skill to dunking. But here's an exclusive. Since I was kicking it with Mike Wang, I got a chance to see the new dunk meter. And it's very similar to the new jump shot meter. It's no longer a big circle that you have to hope you release in time and kind of block some of the animations. Nah, it looks just like the jump shot meter, but there's a catch. They changed the button commands. It's It's no longer just hold down on the right stick and you can activate a forced dunk and potentially posterize somebody. I think holding down now is more of a flashy dunk.
Do you guys like the analog dunk? I do. I do think it adds more skill and it differentiates people. So I like it. But tell me what you guys think about it.
All I know is Mike Wang was there laughing at me the whole time. He did it like 3 times and I couldn't figure it out. I'm definitely gonna need some more time with the game, but I had everybody that I faced give it a try and, you know, try to figure it out, and nobody could figure it out the whole time I was at the event. Post scoring felt really good, especially if you're backing someone down with a lot of strength. The moment you hit that fade on them, you create a tremendous amount of space and it's really easy to green. This might have something to do with my
Really easy to green? Now, I personally felt like the post fade has always been kind of easy. I just don't think no one really uses it too much. Like, you decide to make like a post scoring build, you'll probably score all the time, especially in the park or in the rec if you're not getting double teamed.
Michael Jordan being on the cover and Devin Booker, because they all had that mid-range game, that turnaround jump shot added to their game as well. Just letting you guys know that the post fades feel really nice this year in 2K23, but it was pretty good in 2K22 as well. One of the most noticeable aspects of the game was the on-ball defense. That one.
Oh yes, this is me. On-ball defense. If y'all don't know, I've been told since I was a kid, defense wins championships, and that motto has never changed.
1v1 interaction. When I was using
Y'all can have all the offense, dribbling side to side, we locking all that.
Chicago, I was using Lonzo Ball, and I couldn't believe how well I was able to lock up Steph Curry with this guy. Lonzo Ball at 6'6", that lateral quickness and the ability to bump the defender as fast as I was able to do it gave me some real high hopes for perimeter defense this year. I remember joking around with Mike Wang about how it seems like he's trying to cut the cheese, but this community will always find a way. And he looked at me and basically said, challenge accepted, with a smile on his face. He was basically challenging me to figure out some cheese. Now, we didn't have hours and upon hours with this game.
Yeah, I was finna say, when the game comes out, people gonna figure out something. Like, there's no way in hell.
Of course, once we do, and you guys start pumping out videos and other people start, figuring out some of the things you can do in the game, pretty sure somebody's gonna figure some stuff out.
Exactly.
But in this demo, during this event, it felt like defense was really strong.
Defense wins championships.
Or at least it felt like we might not be able to lean on the cheese that we're used to in order to get by. I felt like the closeout speeds on jump shots was way too fast. You would see somebody who looks like
the closeout speed on jump shots is way too fast.
They're wide open, and that space gets closed out so fast as long as someone jumps out at them. And that brings me to my next moderate concern, the overall game speed. This game definitely felt a lot slower than 2K22. And that's usually the case with every 2K. Every time it drops, it feels a lot slower. And then the community complains over Twitter and social media.
Y'all do be complaining.
And then Mike Wang puts out an update and they increase the speed. In fact, I remember in 2K20 when people were complaining the game was too slow, and then they ramped it up so fast that they had centers out there running around looking like point guards. Jump shot speed felt slower than normal as well, and that might have contributed to why the closeout speed felt so fast.
Now remember, he was playing with real players, so people jump shot probably not that fast. When people get my career, they jump shot builders, they jump shot gonna be fast.
Even though the jump shot speed feels slower and the closeout speed felt really fast, it still didn't really deter you from greening the shot. I mean, a lot of times it felt like guys were all over you by the time you released it because they were able to close out so fast with that slower jump shot speed, but it didn't stop people from greening shots. Most of us are gonna play my—
Wait. Rewind that.
Still didn't really deter you from greening the shot. I mean, a lot of times it felt like guys were all over you by the time you released it because they were able to close out so fast with that slower jump shot speed, but it didn't stop people from greening shots.
So what's the point of the closeout speed? What's the point of the contest if it's not going to stop them from greening?
Most of us are going to play my career in the city, in the park or whatever, and we're going to create our own jump shots. So most people are going to find out the fastest releases anyway. So jump shot speed might not be a big concern, but it just felt a little different playing with these real life players. Left stick dribbling was a little overpowered in this demo. We all know that left stick dribbling is a little harder to defend against unless that perimeter defense upgrade allows you to really get a nice bump on that with really good defenders. left stick dribbling could be a slight problem upon release. Catch and shoot threes were definitely going in without even having to create so much space from the defender. In fact, if you just dot the corner or hit the hash and immediately take the shot with a good shooter, you had a good chance of just greening that release. Right stick hands up defense had little effect on that jump shot.
So no more right stick hands up works, at least in this 5v5. That's interesting.
So they might want to tweak that. I'm not saying it was an exploit, but it definitely felt like a much.
So now you basically have to jump at everything. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing at all.
Easier
if that's how it plays out in my career.
More successful strategy than trying to force the ball inside. In 2K22, pretty much everybody can chase down, block. You see a lot of blocks in the paint. Almost, it's a big threat. It's the real reason why we all have to use quick drop-ins in order to get those fast dunks, or otherwise you're gonna get blocked almost 90% of the time. Not in 2K23. In fact, even with Lonzo Ball, I was trying to chase down Chris Paul, and I just couldn't block him. It just didn't happen often enough. So it definitely felt like they toned.
So with that comparison, I really don't like it because I'm not sure if Lonzo's considered a chase down artist, like someone like LeBron or someone like Giannis, or maybe like Kawhi Leonard. Someone like that. Lonzo more is just an on-ball defender. So I guess I see why he wasn't getting chase downs, but we'll see.
Down the shot blocking in the paint, unless maybe you're an elite defender. We did see DeAndre Ayton get a few blocks in the paint too.
See, like Ayton's supposed to get blocks in the paint.
But nothing like 2K22 where you could actually challenge people when they go to the rim, which forces us all to use quick drop-ins off one. Just seemed like 2K figured that out, saw that we all were exploiting those animations, and they made a move and they tried to change it. Like in 22, you didn't really see people driving to the rim doing layups because they knew it was going to get blocked.
Yeah, that shit was going to get swatted.
It feels like layups are back. All in all, the game did feel great. It felt way more realistic than 22 feels. It's definitely going to take some time to get...
Back to the realistic. They say that every year. The game feels more realistic. It feels more realistic. Then the game comes out, it's arcaded.
Used to, it feels like 2K is trying to adjust to a more realistic feel and get rid of some of the jerky, twitchy animations. I played with NBA players and other influencers, and I didn't really hear anybody complaining about the game itself. So my takeaway and final thoughts is that 2K23 feels a lot more realistic. That's actually got me kind of excited about the game because it felt like I have to learn something new and be excited for something totally different again. Don't get it twisted, man. Some of your favorite animations or button commands are still there with the dribbles. I was still able to do the explosive behind the back moves, the momentum dribbles and all that. It just didn't feel as twitchy. I had a lot of fun playing 2K23. Shout out to Ronnie2K, OG Constant, and all the guys that flew me out there. Got my face rescanned for the game. That was really cool too. I came back sick, but I'm back on the horse. And now that I played 2K23, I've got a whole bunch of new build suggestions for you guys. So click that bell for notifications, man. Subscribe if you haven't. Stick here for the news. Your boy Shake, as always. Smack that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.